Good evening. We begin today by inducting the final two silicone Storks into the Aussie Baseball Journeyman Hall of Fame. Now let me just start by thanking everybody who had voted, and I do really appreciate how seriously you're taking this and not just inducting anybody. So as I said, there are two inductees this evening. I'm very, very happy to announce that they are Francesco Carabello and Jose Almonte. Now if we go and have a quick look at the board. So Francesco Carabello is inducted as the Championship Series MVP. So congratulations to him, and I'm fairly certain, even if he hadn't won that, he would have been voted into the Hall of Fame. And of course, Jose Almonte, he gets inducted as it voted in by you at home there. So thank you for the votes, and Jose enters the Hall of Fame as a silicone Stork. So Nick Urbanus and Johnny Bladell, they did not get the votes required, so they do not enter the Hall of Fame as a silicone Stork. Never know, maybe they'll come with us, one of our future clubs, and you'll induct them there. But no, they didn't do enough at silicone, and I love it. Harsh, and I like it. Harsh but fair. All right, I think we have, yes, we have some breaking news. We have breaking news in the world of baseball as unveiled has resigned from the Silicone Storks and joined the Berlin Flamingos on a 2-year deal as their general manager. Arce is about to address the media now, so let's cross there live. Okay, danke everybody. Thank you, welcome. First, let me start by saying how proud I am to be sitting here as the new GM of the Berlin Flamingos. I had a wonderful time at the Silicone Storks and in Holland, but it's very exciting to have this new challenge ahead of me now. And I'm particularly excited to be sitting here in Germany in October for Oktoberfest, of course. What do you mean it's in September? Then why didn't you call it Septemberfest? Oh, this is outrageous. Any questions? Nico Schweinsteiger, the Berliner. What makes you join the Flamingos? Yeah, look, mate, I mean, I needed a new challenge after winning the Dutch league with the Storks, and it seemed only logical to move to another bird. What is your knowledge of the Bundesliga? Yeah, look, mate, I mean, obviously Bayern Munich are the powerhouse, but, you know, Borussia Dortmund and RB Leipzig, they have good young players, and, what? Oh, the Baseball Bundesliga. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. You know nothing? Yeah, look, mate, I knew nothing about Dutch baseball either, and that seemed to work out okay for me, so, you know, I'm sure we'll be fine. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 1 of the Berlin Flamingos on the Baseball Journeyman. We've moved on to Germany, and I'm looking forward to this. Now, I have to start by saying, if you are new to the channel, just discovering it with the Berlin Flamingos, make sure you hit subscribe, ring the bell so you don't upload new episodes, and if you do enjoy this video, of course, make sure you hit thumbs up. And of course, I do need to also say a big thank you to a new Patreon supporter of mine, Mark Webb. Thank you so much, mate. Greatly appreciate it. If you are able to, I know it's not the best times for people financially, but if you are able to support the channel, there is a link down in the description to my Patreon. You get sort of little thank you perks as well. But yeah, that's sort of housekeeping done. Now, let's have a quick look at what we have inherited here in the Berlin Flamingos. Now, we can see this season just gone, they played just below 500, 12 games back of the top of the division. Now, it looks here as though we have a good catcher, a decent first baseman, left field and center field are good, and the rest of the squad needs improvement, let's say. Our key players, or our top players, we don't have anybody at sort of a good level at sort of this league standard. We have a decent prospect in right field, a Spaniard. We can see that there. Team history, so they've always been around about that 500 mark, the sort of the 2 seasons that this game's been running. So that's just kind of, I guess, is what it is. Of course, they have obviously sacked their GM for us to be able to have this job. The owner is Roger Gula. I've almost certainly not pronounced that correctly. He's demanding, he's economizing, he is normal and balanced, whatever that means. I'm not quite, we'll have to have a look. There's probably a better way to see that. Team payroll, we can see there, we're 8th in the league with just over 200,000. We have no money for free agents and no money for extensions. That could be a problem. And we've got above average market size, very good fan loyalty, and a good, I guess, 64 fan interest. We can see our coaching staff there. we'll go and have a look at them in just a second, and we can see sort of club legends there as well. Yeah, so that just kind of is what it is. Let's go and have a look at what the owner... Actually, we can probably do it in a better way, and that is... If we go to... Let's have a look at team chemistry while we're here. We have a team leader in Harvey Brown, but that's about it. We want to go to front office, finances. We can... Well, we've kind of seen the main bits there. Owner is where we want to look, isn't it? Because we are expected to play close to 500 baseball, improve the bullpen ERA, which was 7th. What was the bullpen ERA? Bullpen ERA, we go over here. Bullpen ERA was just under 10. So there's room for improvement there. Jesus. Acquire a player, acquire most valuable award player award winner. Roger Bernardino, are you available, mate? And a long-term goal of building up the team to reach the playoffs. Speaking of the playoffs, let's go and have a look at the league. It was the Peter Bourne Untouchables. Well, if you're going to be called the Untouchables, you really do need to make sure you're winning it, don't you? So it looks like, okay, so there's a Bundesliga North and a Bundesliga South. I didn't know that, so we've learnt something here. So there's actually going to be a sort of a playoff system then, is there? A playoff tree, yeah. Okay, so this is cool. So we've got this more like Major League Baseball, in that we have divisions, and then the 2 division winners or 2 leagues winners play off against each other. Or no, is it first versus second? It must be first versus second. But it looks as though the Untouchables they both got beaten. Both of the Nord teams got beaten. So it looks as though the South League, or the Sud League, or whatever it's called, is the stronger of the 2. So that's not ideal, I suppose. But yeah, there we go. Look how dominant those 2 were, and they both got beaten in the playoffs. That does not bode well, does it? Now, we have signed, if we go and have a quick look, focus on this Aussie villain. We have signed so I thought it was a 4-year deal. But anyway, we've signed a 2-year deal. So that is what it is. We'll be here, hopefully, we'll be here. We'll see how long we're here for. We'll just see how long we're here for. Hopefully, we'll put up a good show of ourselves here. Let's have a look at what we have to work with in terms of the squad. So yeah, we have a lot of 2-star reputation players. We've got a couple down here that are a little bit better than that. But yeah, we've got our young prospect on the bench, on the reserve squad, I should say, who looks as though he could be decent. But yeah, it's not the strongest squad, I would say. So that is what it is, isn't it? Alright, let's go and have a look at our personnel and see what we have to work with here. Our assistant GM is Peter Guggenheim. Love the name. Yeah, I mean, he was just the assistant GM, so I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll do what he does. Alright, let's have a look at our manager, who is David Groner. A 36-year-old American. He's had 1 year in the job. I tell you what, we hit at 300 as a team, so that's not too bad. He is a small ball manager, which I don't love. We saw that, didn't we, with, what's his face, Larkin at the Storks. He contains full control over lineups and pitching staff selections. He does not want GM to interfere. Well, I'm going to tell you, mate, that's going to be a problem, because that's pretty much all I do. So he will no longer be at the club. We'll be firing him, and we'll be bringing in our own man that will allow me to pick the lineups. So don't get too attached to Dave. He'll be leaving. A bench coach of Troy Williams. He's a 40-year-old German. Let's have a look here. We want to go to relationships. So no, he does not have a good development influence. So I dare say he will be leaving as well. It might cost us a little bit to get rid of some of these guys, but we've got to do what we've got to do. Our pitching coach is a Taiwanese, Shen Cheng Chen. He's an average pitching coach, so that's not too bad. He must have only just come into the role. No real development influence. He is what's his pitching style? Is a neutral manager coach, so I should say. So that's not too bad. We have a hitting coach of Aaron Matthews. Well, I'll tell you what, the batting average looks fine, isn't it? So he's doing a decent job. Aaron Matthews has a less than stellar reputation despite his coaching experience. He specializes in helping players find their home run swing. So there we go. So I think Aaron Matthews, especially given the team is hitting, he probably does stay. A scouting director, We've got a Japanese scouting director here. Yeah, I mean, we could maybe do better. He's on 44 grand a year. He's probably one of those we wouldn't want to sack him, but if his contract is up, which it's not, yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of that manager though, aren't I? And the team trainer, Sean Cunningham. Okay, so we have a really good team trainer. So let's he prevents arm injuries. It's only okay. So his arm isn't the best actually. So this is a tough one, but could we get someone better? The chances are probably not at this level. We might have a look, but I'm certainly not gonna sack him on the spot. So speaking of sacking on the spot, though, you need to leave. So yeah, you won't be staying. So that's him gone. We will look for a new manager that would allow me to pick a lineup because that's basically all I do here. And there we go. Now I've had a look at the league rules. In terms of foreign players, we want to go to league and rules. So we have an active roster of 20, a reserve roster of 25. So that's not a problem. There is no expanded roster, and we have a foreign player limit. There's a 6-player limit on foreign players, and there's a limit to 3 of pitchers. So we could have 3 and 3, which is probably what we'll look to do because we saw, I think, at the Storks that having the foreign pitchers definitely helps. So that's what we'll look to do. The season, I believe, runs a very similar sort of timeline as the Storks season did. Yeah, so we're in October. We've got a little bit of... So they play double headers once a week. So we only need 2 starting pitchers. So we can have 2 foreign starting pitchers and then someone to come out of the bullpen for us. So that's interesting. So, but anyway, we can see the way that the season works there. And it runs... Yeah, so we'll there... So it actually finishes a little bit earlier. It finishes in June. So we've got a longer off-season here than we did with the Storks. But that just kind of all is what it is. All right, let's go and have a look at the place we're going to be calling our home stadium. Okay, so this is somewhere in here, I think. It's very, very leafy, isn't it? Yeah, so we don't really get a good view of it from this position. If we maybe have a quick look around, we're going to kind of leave the complex here, it looks like. So there's our parking lot. So that's nice. Let's see if I can find a better view of this. Let's see here. This is us here. So if we maybe head over here somewhere, and let's see if we can get a better view of things. Which way are we looking here? So we're in northern Berlin, and we're kind of in there somewhere. That's roughly us. It looks like, I mean, it's a nice little suburban area. So there we go. That's us. I don't suppose we can go down here, can we? No, that was ambitious, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's us. Oh, here we go. This could be it. This could be an entranceway. Can we see anything? There's some people walking their children. Yeah, what does that sign say? Stadium, something or other. Well, we don't get a very good look at it, but that's us in there. So a little bit similar to the Storks, isn't it? It's not so much a stadium as sort of a park, I guess, without being disrespectful. But that's Flamingo Stadium, or imagine it. Inside there is actually a 60,000 seat stadium. It's incredible. Just the trees hide it. So there we go. We didn't get to see too much there, but it looks as if we're in a nice little suburban area. So let's have a quick look at exactly what we have. Oh dear, Harvey Brown. Now he was a team leader, wasn't he? So we're going to need starting pitching. Almost definitely, we need to get some starting pitching in here. Let's have a quick look what else we have here. Jesus, I thought the German league might be roughly on par with the... Now, here we go. Okay. Fabian Glatzer that's someone we can work with. I thought they'd be roughly the same, but I guess the Dutch national team is better than the German national team from what I understand, so maybe it's understandable. We've got an American there that's out for 9 months. I wonder if we can maybe just politely show him out the door. Although he'll be back for the start of next season, won't he? Just about. Werner, as a German, looks like he is... Well, he's decent, I suppose. And Fischer, as a closer, is... Yeah. No wonder his ERA is 16. Imagine if he's closing out games for you. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the hitting side of things. We've got a German catcher there. I'm going to say no thank you. an American catcher. So he is, I mean, he looks decent, doesn't he? And he was someone that had a good year this year, batting .381. First base, okay. Nigerian as well. Okay, I didn't realize Nigerians played baseball, but he can certainly play baseball, can't he? So that is our Carabello, it looks like, hopefully anyway. Look like a decorated player there as well. So that's first base, I think we can say is covered, though it is a foreign player, and this is a decent German that can play the position as well. So maybe that's something we need to take into account there. Okay, so definitely the hitting side of things is definitely stronger than the pitching side of things, isn't it? So if we can get ourselves in, I'd say two foreign starters and perhaps a foreign closer. We definitely need to get a closer in, don't we? Did I just do Thomas? Then maybe we have something we can work with here, because the hitting doesn't look horrible. I feel like we can work with this, and no wonder that if this is what the pitching and batting is like throughout the league, no wonder that the batting averages are so high. It does make you think that if we can get ourselves that solid pitching rotation, then we just might have a chance here. He looks like a decent pitcher as outfielder as well, doesn't he? Who was the outfielder we had at the Mets? The German. I can't think what his name was now, but this guy can't field, but he's not a bad hitter. I wonder if it's a DH league? It is a designated hitter league, so he could be a candidate for designated hitter. Oh, Jesus, this guy's not much better either. Jordan Edmonds, an Englishman. And then we've got our Spanish right fielder here. You do wonder, though, some of these foreign players, could we do better? That's something we're going to have to think about, isn't it? But anyway, there we go. That is our team. Pitching's a disaster. Hitting, I think we can work with. But that'll do it for today. If you have enjoyed this episode and you are just joining on because of the new series here, not the new series, but the new team, Saturdays, Sundays at 7 p.m. is when we play Baseball Journeyman. There is Toronto Blue Jays Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 9 p.m. This is our British standard, British summertime it is now, isn't it? And then, of course, there's Football Manager during the week as well. And what I think we'll do is I will play through basically now to spring training opening day. I'll play through till then, and we'll see what we can do for next season. I'll try and get out an opening day preview so we can have a look at exactly the team we have going out for that first game of the season. And yeah, if you have enjoyed this, don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you're new, ring the bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos, and I will see you next weekend as we get life underway with the Berlin Flamingos. Take care.